but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you'll be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth, from the upper room to the world. And the story begins with the disciples gathered in the upper room waiting for the promised Holy Spirit. They are fearful, uncertain and doubting, but then the Holy Spirit descends and everything changes. The Holy Spirit comes at the Pentecost. When the day of Pentecost came, they were all together in one place. Suddenly a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit enabled them. Now there were staying in Jerusalem God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven. When they heard this sound, a crowd came together in bewilderment, because each one had them speaking in his own language. Utterly amazed, they asked, "Are not all these men who are speaking Galileans? Then how is it that each of us hears them in his own native language?" Parthians, Medes and Elamites, residents of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the parts of Libya near Cyrene, visitors came from Rome, both Jews and converts of Judaism, Cretans and Arabs. We hear them declaring the wonders of God in our own tongues. Amazed and perplexed, they asked one another, "What does this mean?" Some, however, made fun of them and said they have had too much wine. This story teaches us a lot of things. Pentecost set a pattern for the rest of the age of the Spirit of God and a truly functioning God's prophetic community He intended. Just like the disciples at the Pentecost, we must long for Him to manifest Himself in our midst. Fill us with His power and presence today. We must learn the art of understanding what the Spirit is coming will mean in our lives and to our church, following the biblical pattern set down by God for all believers. Once filled with His power and presence, expect your church and lives to be transformed by the Spirit. Sinners will sense the presence of the Spirit in our midst, and they will be convinced and convicted of their sins. Imagine the flames of Pentecost dancing in your heart, fueling your every step, word and action as you walk in the Spirit's power. Your life becomes a radiant beacon, shining bright in a world that desperately needs God's love. The fire ignites a passion within you, empowering you to share hope with the hopeless, bring light to the darkness, offer love to the unloved, reflect the beauty, hope, and redemption of Christ.